Hi there, and welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and this is another episode of my magical plant series. I hadn't done one all week, and I was going to wait until Sunday because of the correspondences like I usually do, but I just couldn't go a whole week without talking to you guys about plants. I just couldn't do it. So here I am on a Thursday talking to you about a plant whose magical day is on Sunday because I couldn't wait. So here we are. Today we're going to talk about juniper, and not just about the tree, but most specifically about the berries. Now, I have not worked with the tree. I've only worked with the berries of the tree. But back in Missouri, we would find these juniper trees and we would climb them just like a pine tree or a cedar. They would just grow so tall. This is a very tall tree right here that we would climb. And we would take bets and see who could climb to the top. And this daredevil, back then, not now, but back then, there was one down the street from me, and I climbed all the way to the top. I'm pretty proud of myself about that. Would I do it now? Hell no. But I was like this big when I was 10 years old, so it was nothing. It was nothing to climb to the top. Sap all over me, but I still climbed it. I still did it. But not now. No way. So anyway, juniper's Latin name is Juniperus communis. That is just all juniper trees, but there are several different species. So the folk names are Geneva, Ginberry, Ginpro or Junipero, gin plant that you can't guess what, we make from it, common juniper, red cedar, June, Jenny, Ginny, nip, nipper, juniper bush, juniper bark, dwarf juniper, and horse savin. I like that one. I think that one's my favorite. So I hope you stick around. I hope you learn something new. Let's dive in. All right, so getting into the folklore just a little bit, juniper has been utilized in folk medicine and practices for centuries, going as far back as being mentioned in the ancient Egyptian papyri, where it was recorded as an important ingredient in incense and medicine. And due to its fragrant scent, it was believed to stave off many illnesses. And during the time of the plague, it was burnt in a closed room with ill patients to cleanse the air believed to be the cause of the fatal disease. So they would burn this wood, and it was believed to just make the illness go away. So speaking of making things go away, making your troubles go away would be a wonderful way to practice some self-care. So let me talk a little bit about my sponsor. Yeti Scrubs is growing by the minute. They are traveling around all over the place, putting up their little tents, and they're growing. They're doing laundry detergent, lip scrubs. They still have your favorite scrubs, body scrubs. They're doing bath bombs. These are crazy and awesome. please stop by their website. They're absolutely amazing, and all of their products just smell like heaven. I'm still using their butt naked scrub, and let me tell you, my skin thanks me for it. So here's the deal. Go to yetiscrubs.com, fill up your cart, and then at checkout, put in the code Veiled Witch and get free shipping on all your orders. So don't hesitate. Go there, put in that code, and get your free shipping. Do something nice for yourself or for others, and so they can enjoy it too. All right, back to the video. All right, so like during the outbreak of the Spanish flu, hospitals would spray the juniper wood oil into the air to prevent the spread of this airborne disease. And they would mix it with lavender and thyme because those are both really antimicrobial and antibacterial. So they would just spray it everywhere so that it wouldn't spread Spanish flu everywhere. And in Yugoslavia and France, hospital wards were known to burn juniper and rosemary twigs that did the same thing. So it's so awesome to learn how long they've been practicing aromatherapy and the use of herbs that would stop disease. We've been doing it for so long. I love that. And juniper was known to be a guardian of the dead. Check this out. It was thought to nurture souls until they were ready to be reincarnated. And because of this, it is common to see juniper trees planted on graves for this very reason. So I love that. I love that. In Icelandic lore, they hold the belief that the juniper and the rowan tree were friends. You get to see them side by side here. And if a ship includes rowan wood in its construction, then it must also include juniper, or the vessel would sink from rowan's pining. I can't make this up, you guys. However, legend says that the attraction between the two woods are so strong that if the wood of both trees were to be brought inside of a building, then the heat created between them might cause the house to burn down. So they can be together in a ship, but you don't want to bring those two woods in a house. It would just cause spontaneous combustion, I guess. Who knows? But, you know, they're strange bedfellows, okay? Who knows? In Scotland, Jupiter is burned in the house on New Year's morning as a purifier. And in Cornwall, juniper wood is used in Beltane fires through which cattle are driven in order to protect them from evil influence. The belief that is protected against venomous beasts and fainting spells has some truth to it, as juniper is known to repel biting insects, and its stimulating properties can prevent dizziness and weakness. So I can kind of see that. Now, juniper's most modern use is flavoring gin, you betcha. Now, an informal name for the spirit is Mother's Ruin, as ingestion of juniper has been known to cause miscarriages. So that's an unfortunate nickname. Now, the juniper is believed to ward off not only disease, but also goblins and other evil spirits, and even the devil himself, against whom it bravely stretches out its prickly leaves. Take that or leave that. I find such weird things on the internet, let me tell you. books and internet, they just go into weird places, and it's my job to share with you guys. So take it or leave it. Now, this was really interesting, you guys, and I have a picture. Tradition has it that juniper wood used to make butter paddles or whip handles will ward off wicked spirits. And juniper berries and branches in and around threshing machines are supposed to protect against, now I will try, I'm going to put the name up here. I'm not even going to try it. I will summon it somehow. But here you go. Here's the name. It was a corn demon, and look at this thing. Horrifying. This is some children of the corn. He who stands behind the rose, nightmare fuel. No, thank you. Yeah. So the berries and branches were like to stave off this demon. Yeah. I don't want to look at it anymore. Go away. All right. The smoke of burning juniper wood was thought to be particularly good at driving demons away. So children who cried a lot were exposed to the smoke, and farmers smoked out their stables with it. Can you imagine, like, if you're smoking, like the kids are misbehaving, so you think, okay, maybe they're like demons, and you like smoke them out, and the kids are like, and you're like, I knew it. I knew you were a demon. I can't make this up, you guys. So juniper was traditionally used in spells to get back property that was stolen as a deterrent for thieves. So that we'll get back to in magical properties a little bit later. So the three-rayed fissure of the surface of the seed cone right here, which can be interpreted as a cross, I guess, if you squint, inspired observers to create the legend. Now, to create it, right, that Christ ascended to heaven from a juniper bush. His cross was even supposed to have been made of juniper wood. I guess. If you say so. Now, wanderers attached juniper berries to their hats, and I've seen these hats, to stop themselves from getting tired. It kind of gave them some kind of uplift energy-wise. Yeah. Somehow. And the ancient Greeks associated juniper with three different deities. Hecate, the goddess of transition, transformation, the crossroads, and witchcraft. Here she is. And then the Morrigan, which was also a shape-shifting goddess, a goddess of sovereignty and also of battle. And then of Kernanos, the god of the wild, the god of nature and of the wild hunt. So I've got my Morrigan candle going right here and my Kernanos candle going right here. So they wanted to join in today, so that was cool. All right, on to medicinal uses. Now, juniper berries boast a plethora of medicinal benefits rooted in their rich blend of active compounds and antioxidants. Traditionally utilized in herbal medicine, these potent berries are celebrated for their anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and diuretic properties. They have been employed to alleviate digestive ailments, including bloating, gas, and indigestion, while also promoting healthy digestion and appetite stimulation. So the last time I ordered these, I ordered fresh by mistake and I wanted dried, but here are the fresh ones. And so I have a really hard time. They're a little bit too, what is the word? They're a little bit too earthy for me to work into a tea or anything like that. I have to dry them and use them in like an incense, which I've done for my carnanos powder. I'm going to talk about it here a little bit, but fresh, they're just a little bit too pungent for me. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't, it's not my palate. Let's put it that way. I would much rather use it magically than medicinally for me. That's just my taste. There are other ingredients that I'd rather use than juniper berry in my medicinal cabinet, if that makes sense. Now, they do help support urinary tract health. They aid in the treatment of kidney disorders as well, due to their diuretic effects. They help flush toxins from the body. I have other herbs that do that, so I don't depend on that. But if you want to try them, you go ahead. To me, they're just so strong. I don't think that I could drink them as a tea. However, they're very, very good for that. Now, their potent antioxidants contain a lot of things that combat oxidative stress and inflammation, potentially reducing the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease and cancer. And they've been traditionally used to aid digestion and all that good stuff, even heartburn. And juniper berries help reduce inflammation, alleviating muscle aches, joint pain, tendinitis. They do great in like a salve, a muscular salve. They would do awesome. Some individuals use juniper berry essential oil for relaxation, to improve sleep quality and reducing the need for sleep medication. That's awesome. Juniper berries have been used traditionally for skin conditions like eczema and dermatitis. So if you could make a lotion or a cream for that, that would be awesome too. Juniper berries may stimulate uterine muscles and should be avoided during pregnancy and by individuals with kidney problems. So they say it's good for your kidneys, but if you already have like kidney disease, probably not a good idea. Now they can be consumed in an herbal tea, incorporated into culinary dishes, or utilized in topical preparations. And these are the dried ones right here. These are my preferred usage right here. Some juniper species, like Juniperus sabina and Juniperus oxidris, produce toxic berries. So it is crucial to identify the correct species before consuming juniper berries. Very, very important that you identify them correctly. Probably another reason why I don't feel comfortable ingesting them. Some juniper berries may interact with lithium. So individuals taking this medication should consult a healthcare professional before ingesting. You should always just do that anyway, but especially if you're on those heavier medications. All right, on to the magical properties. The element is fire. The gender is masculine. The day of the planet is the sun, and the day of the week is Sunday. So, juniper is a powerful protective herb, often burned to ward off evil spirits, negative energy, psychic attacks, anything like that. It can be used to protect against theft, accidents, and illness. They would do great in a travel sachet and a protection sachet if you're going somewhere where you think you might not be 100% safe. They would do great. Juniper is used in purification rituals and to cleanse spaces and magical tools. It's also believed to purify the sick room. Remember the plague, how they did? Yep. And dispel negative energy. So like if you are having an argument or you're in a room where an argument is taking place, burning some juniper leaves or berries specifically would be a wonderful thing to do after that to purify that area again. Definitely. Juniper is also associated with healing, both physically and spiritually. So you can put a few berries in your healing spells, your healing poppets, your healing sachets, healing candles. Putting some berries around the bottom of a healing candle would be wonderful. Juniper is believed to nourish the spirits of the departed and guide lost souls. Don't forget they planted those juniper trees in cemeteries. So this would be a wonderful way to honor the dead. Burning a little bit of juniper berries as an incense, or even making a grief sachet with juniper berries in it. It can be used in exorcism rites to repel negative energy and entities. And it's a great herb to use for spell work involving bringing back stolen property. So remember that they would use it to identify thieves, bring your stuff back. Yes. It is thought to enhance psychic abilities when carried or burned or in an oil, and we'll get to that in a minute. Juniper berries are used in spells for love and attraction. So you can do that in a love spell to bring the perfect lover to you. That would be wonderful. And it's also associated with prosperity, good luck, and clarity. So that is a wonderful, you could incorporate them in any one of those spells to bring that to you. It's a lovely manifestation herb. So, personal uses. Every year I make a Yule incense, and juniper berry is always involved, either as the berries themselves, crushed and dried, or as an essential oil. So I didn't bring them down. Let me get them real quick. I got everything else ready except for the actual thing I was talking about. So these are, I bought them by accident. These are the fresh herbs. These are the fresh berries. So they're still a little squishy. And they're so strong smelling. Like, this is why I can't. They're so strong. But they're like this dark red, almost burgundy color, you can see. So I don't want to spill them all out there. But when I do incorporate them into an incense, I will crush them with my mortar and pestle and then lay them out like on a paper towel, or even better in a bowl, and put them in my drying room, which is the greenhouse, but in the summertime it's a drying room, and lay them as flat as I can, and then in one day they're dry. They're perfect for a powder to put in my incense. I'll leave them a little bit chunkier for an incense, but as a powder, they get all the way ground to a perfect powder. So I use it in my third eye oil. You know, I've talked about this like so many times, but it is the first ingredient. It's juniper berry, along with honeysuckle, iris, jasmine, and mugwort. Um, this was just such a magical blend that it just happened to turn out really, really well. And it's my top seller now. I don't remember making it. Like I made it 3 years ago, and it's my top seller along with my back off bitch oil as well. So I just happened to find the perfect formula, and I use it in my prosperity oil along with cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, patchouli, ginger, myrrh, and a little bit more cinnamon, a little bit more. So I use juniper berries in the infusion, and then juniper berry essential oil when it's all done too. So lots of juniper in this. And then it's also in my cleansing loose incense. This is the stuff that smells like soap. Don't know how that happened, but it does. It smells like you just stepped out of the shower. Does its job. I again somehow figured out the right formula to somehow get it to smell like soap. I didn't try, it just happened. It has jasmine, iris, marjoram, bay leaf, sage, benzoin, sugar with juniper berry and pine essential oil. I think it's those combinations of the pine and the juniper berry oils with the benzoin. I don't know. It just smells like cleanliness, really. I love it. Other than that, I do use it in my Morgan powder. And she's got several because she has several aspects. And I believe it's in the Battle Crow. Yes, it's in the Battle Crow powder that I use. And then in my Carnanos powder that I use to anoint the candles. They're devotional candles. And so they seem happy. They seem to like it. So that was juniper berry. I hope you guys enjoyed my information. Got a few laughs out of it, hopefully. Please give this video a like, share with your friends, hit that bell if you want to be notified of upcoming videos. If you would like to financially support this channel, you can do that by buying me a coffee or scanning this nice little QR code, but no pressure whatsoever. You can also go to my website to book a service, a class, or a workshop. We have workshops going on all the time now. And you can also shop my herbal store. I'll have the hyperlinks down here. Just don't forget to punch in that code word at checkout, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. That's only available to my YouTube people. So don't forget, that's my gift from me to you. So other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.